It is 6:01. We're a minute late. We're going to get started. You guys that are standing up and back, it's going to take about 50 minutes or so to do this program. And you're welcome to stay back there, but there's also places to sit down if you want to make your way up. That is perfectly okay with me, whichever way you want to do it. At Cabot High School, we always start on time. We encourage people to be on time. We don't like tardies. We want you in class on time. Another thing that we do at Cabot High School is, if you have a cell phone right now, students, parents, I'm going to let you slide, but students, if you have a cell phone right now, they need to be put away. I'm not going to fight the screen with you guys. We honor face-to-face instruction at Cabot High School as much as possible. We will use technology because we're preparing kids for the work world and that type of thing. So, welcome to Cabot High School. I'm Henry Hawkins. I'm the principal at Cabot High School. I'm blessed to be here. I tell people all the time I've got the best job in the district. I get 80% of my time I get to be with your precious kiddos, and the other part of the day I'm working with adults. But kids are fun. They're unpredictable, and most of the time they're going to please you if they can. And that's kind of what we try to do at Cabot High School. So, once again, very excited you're here. Parents, we hope, and students, we hope that by the end of this 50-ish minutes, maybe less than an hour, that's our goal, that you have an idea of what we do at Cabot High School. You have an idea of who we are. You have an idea of what our goals are for your kids. You have an idea of what our, I hate to use the word rules, but we have policies and we have procedures. You have an idea of what we expect the way your kids are going to act at Cabot High School. So if I don't accomplish those goals at the end of this 50-hour period, then you come talk to me and I'll do my best. And we'll also have principals and counselors that are situated around the room that will talk to you as well. We put this on the slide because this is the best way to follow Cabot High School. We post things. If you'll notice, we're already taking pictures. We'll post pictures of this. We post to social media a lot. We try to keep things current. We try to keep our parents aware of what we're doing at Cabot High School. And so that's why we posted that. Cabot High School is a school of innovation. We were designated as a high school of innovation last year, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute. Did I miss the slide where we introduce, or is that next? Okay, it's coming up. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I do that sometimes. Welcome, sophomores. You're the class of 2026. One of the largest high schools in the state, if not the largest. Depends on every year. We're either first or second as far as number in the state. And I think the latest is that we're still the #1 largest high school in the state, which makes this one of the largest sophomore classes in the state. Don't let that scare you parents. Don't let it scare you kids, because we're going to take care of you. I just told a parent a few minutes ago, as large as we are, your child can't go more than 50 steps. I challenge you. Your child can't go more than 50 steps on this campus without seeing an adult. Okay, I promise you that. If that's not true, then you come see me. Okay, here's where my assistants come up. I want them to come up and introduce themselves. Miss Berry, would you follow them up too? That microphone, I think, is hot. So,
okay. Test. There we go. I'm Nicole Gatewood. I'm the CTE, means All Things Career and Technical Education Coordinator for the district, so 712. I'm housed here at the high school, and I get to work with the students here on our campus and the teachers on our campus to talk about all things career and technical education and next steps. And I have that unique opportunity, and I love that role. Mr. Hawkins asked us if we would share one interesting thing about ourselves, and several different things. I'm thinking, that's not interesting, but I think I'll just tell you my passion. I absolutely love the fact that I get to do what I do. this is beginning year 26, and I can honestly say there's never been a day where I woke up and said, I don't want to go today. I don't want to do that. So I think that's just a sign that you're in the right place doing the right thing. So I just appreciate the fact that I get to do what I do here.
Hello, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I'm Mike Fasinelli. I'm one of the assistant principals also, and I work with the history department and the special ed department. I believe this is my 5th year at the high school and my 23rd or 24th year overall. Something interesting about me. How many teachers or school employees do we have in the audience? We have a few. I was humbled today. I like to dance. I really do like to dance, but I found out today, if you saw the video, I'm not a very good dancer. And so it's something I have to work on, it's something I have to get better at. But anyway, we want to welcome every sophomore that's here, every parent that's here, and up next we have Mr. Tim Harrison.
Hey, good evening, guys. My name is Tim Harrison. This is my 3rd year as an assistant principal here at the high school, and I work with the Fine Arts Department. I think this is my 14th year overall in education. And an interesting fact about me is, although I work with the Fine Arts Department, which is the finest in the state, I cannot carry a tune in a bucket or dance. So I have learned a lot from those guys out there, and I really enjoy working with Fine Arts, and I can't wait to meet all your kiddos. Thank y'all for coming tonight. Ms. Whisker?
Hi, I'm Sue Ann Whisker, and I am one of the assistant principals. I work with the foreign language department and the science department. I'm also the secondary science coordinator for the district. And this is year 25. My 5th as an administrator, and I've been at Cabot High School since 2005, so it is my home. I've had 2 kids come through and do all the programs and all the sports and run through, and I love it, and it's a great place to work. As far as the interesting fact, I am a level 1 certified kayaker. That's it.
Hi, I'm Angela Beeson. This is my 2nd year as an assistant principal, and I work with the math department, and I taught for 30 years, and this is, like I said, my 2nd year as assistant principal. I taught at Cabot twice. My fun fact will be I was a military spouse. My husband's retired now, but we had the opportunity after we left here, and we're stationed at another base, to come back here, and that's where we chose to come back and raise our kids. And I'm still involved a lot with the military things with the Gold Star families, and I'm the location coordinator at Reese Across America at Little Rock National, so we'd love to have you come out for that.
Hello, I'm Rob Coleman. I am the Dean of Students at Cabot. This will be my 1st year serving as the Dean of Students. It's my 31st year in education, my 7th year at Cabot. I'm a Cabot graduate, and an interesting fact about me, I guess, is I have 3 grandchildren. We took 2 of them on vacation this year for the last time. And if you have grandchildren that are 3 and under, wait till they get older.
Hi, I'm Melissa Berry. I was not aware that I was doing this today. So I'm the academic interventionist, and I work with sophomores. I think last year it was basically, I'm the academic mom here at the high school. So I will be calling you and letting you know what's going on. The kids know me as the 0 hour lady. So if you don't go to 0 hour, you'll know me really well. And I don't know anything. I'm sure they know lots of interesting things about me. I'm pretty clumsy, and I'm a little bit of a Harry Potter fan, and I have a Harry Potter backpack, and it has a wand pocket, and I feel like if there's a pocket, it should be used. So I do carry a wand around. I do not get it out, but these people do. So if you see my backpack, please leave my wand alone.
Good evening. I am Mr. Kaler. I'm one of the assistant principals. Work with our English teachers here on this campus. I work district-wide with secondary math teachers. looking at curriculum, and probably one of my favorite jobs that I've ever had. Well, let me back up. My interesting fact is I think maybe even in this room, I've worked for Mr. Hawkins the longest. And he's had the opportunity multiple times to get rid of me, and he hasn't. So I'm sorry or thanks.
It's not over yet.
But one of my favorite jobs is working with our counselors here on this campus. And their work started back mid-July in getting all these little darlings scheduled in all of the classes they want. So I'd like to take a moment to introduce them. I see 4 are just right over here in the corner. So Miss Snyder, if you'll raise your hand. Miss Jane Snyder, and we have a slide here in just a second that has the alphabet breakdown. And Miss DeJesus is next to her. So, and then next to her is Miss Kim Gibson and Miss Christy Melder, who this is her second year with us, and she's doing a terrific job. Miss Wilson could not be here tonight. She's moving her recent high school graduate to college. So, understandable why she couldn't be here this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. The people that you just saw before you are the most talented people that you'll run into at Cabot High School. They're phenomenal. Their work ethic is above reproach. They're just good people. I knew Mr. Fasanelli couldn't dance. I didn't know that Miss Whisker was a kayaker, so that's cool to know that. All right. If you'll look above the slide, you'll see the counselor and the principal. And if you want to, you're welcome to take a picture of that. This will also be posted on our webpage later on. If not tonight, it'll be tomorrow. But if you'll look on there, you'll see your alphabet. That's your principal. That's your counselor. And that's why we're here. My 2 favorite days of a school year. My 2 favorite days of a school year is tonight, meeting all the new sophomores and the parents, and then 3 years later, when they walk across the stage getting that diploma. That is so much fun, and it is so rewarding as a principal and as a teacher to see those kids walk across the stage. And I'll tell you, parents, it never fails. We'll have more than one every year as they walk across the stage. We'll look at each other and say, oh my gosh, he made it. Or she, maybe. It could be a her. But that is rewarding to us. We love to see that. And those, we're going to take care of your kids. I promise you. I give you my word. Just a few of the awards that we've won. The most recent is in the middle. We are 7A Central Arkansas, the largest high school classification in Arkansas, academic champions. Math, science, literacy, and English, we were number 1 in 7A Central. That's awesome. Thank you. We're pretty proud of the athletic awards we win, but I promise you, I personally and we are more proud of that academic award. And we chase that every year. We're very proud of that. It's not by accident, I promise you. There's just a continuum of the 7A Central schools, where they stand. You can tell that Cabot is way out in front. And we are very proud of that. Whenever I have my 7A principals meetings, I'm pretty proud. And I tend to rub it in. The local schools around us, you can kind of look and kind of look at their scores and where they stand as well. Most of you know that education has become a contentious business at times, but it's also an open business. We have kids parents that want to move their kids into Cabot from surrounding areas. And so we want to make our school attractive, and we want to attract people and kids to our school. And so this illustrates where we're at. Once again, we were named a School of Innovation in September. If you'll look at, we have 3 goals that we tried to achieve. I was told right away the top goal, social and emotional needs, was one of the ones that you guys wanted to see first. We're going to take care of your kids. We're going to take care of your kids. One thing I didn't tell you is I know I don't look, but I'm old. I'm 41 years in the business. Matter of fact, I ran into 2 or 3 of you that I coached a long time ago, but I've been in the business a long time, and I'm just telling you, we're going to take care of your kids. One thing I've learned in all these years in education is if the school and the parent are working together, we're going to be successful. If the school and the parent are together, we're going to be successful. So, if you have issues at home, parents, if you have issues at school, let us know. Come see us. Work with us. We're going to work with you, and we're going to make your child successful if we can. So I would just encourage you, first of all, I'd encourage you to stay off of social media. Just don't listen to it. Stay off of it, because you won't hear a lot of good from there. But when you hear things when they come home, come talk to us. Give us a chance to explain what's going on and how we see it and what we can do to help. Career readiness. We're going to make your child ready to leave Cabot High School. Before your son or daughter graduates at Cabot High School, they're going to hear thousands of times, what's your next step? What's your next step? What's your next step? You're going to hear it. Students, you're going to hear it. I had a senior walk across the stage at graduation, and he told me, he said, I'll never have to hear next steps again, Mr. Hawkins. And I gave him a high five because I was glad. And this kid's going to college. And we don't preach just college, I promise you. We don't preach just college. There's so many other things to do. And that's a part of the reason why that we are a school of innovation. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. We make curriculum relevant. We also realize, because we realize not all kids are going to college, we provide a lot of career tech offerings. We provide offerings in English class. We provide offerings in English class for kids that are not going to college, but they're going to run their own business. They're going to run a farm. They're inheriting a farm. They need to know how to do a contract on 50 head of cattle. We teach them that. It's not all about Shakespeare and all the arts and things. We have a large part of our population that's not going to college, and we want to make sure they're ready to go. The benefits of being a school of innovation. I'll let you look at that. I won't go over every one of those bullets, but there are several things that we're able to do because of that. Bottom line is, we're going to prepare your kids. We're going to prepare your kids. Again, your next step. What is your next step? We want to prepare you for your next step. This class that just graduated, it is such a moving target. I used to try to keep up with the amount of scholarships. Never was very good at it because it's such a moving target, and once kids get to be a senior, they don't really communicate with us very well. They're ready to get out of here. But I can tell you that every year, our students are awarded in excess of $10 million in scholarships. That's impressive. Over $10 million. Local money is about $150,000 in scholarships. This past school year, we had 882 students take AP exams. If you make a 3, 4, or 5 on an AP exam, you get college credit. Parents, college credit at high school means what? Money. Start rubbing them fingers together. Money. It means money when you get those college credits. And so we also have concurrent credit classes through ASUBB and a couple of other places where students can get college credit on campus free. And you can see the numbers and where they came from. This is the Local Scholarship Foundation. Students were awarded $144,000 locally from local people, probably many of your businesses, and they were given to students to start college with as a scholarship. Anywhere from $1,000 to roughly $2,500, all denominations, all different types of money. So that's pretty impressive. A lot of that money, I will tell you, a pretty good amount of that money comes from teachers in the district that donate money out of their paycheck. Not just teachers, I shouldn't say that. It's teachers and custodians and cafeteria workers. They donate money every month toward this scholarship foundation. That's a breakdown of the class that just graduated. We had 5% of our kids that have enlisted in the military. 69% went to a 2- or 4-year college, 16% into the workforce or internships, and then 9% into a technical vocational program. It left me, Ms. Beeson, Ms. Gatewood. How many, did we send 2 to the academies this year? 3, 2, 1? Okay, we had 1 that went to the Naval Academy, I think, and then we have 2 that are going into a prep program to get in. 1 year, I think last year or 2 years ago, we had 3. Those scholarships to the academies are roughly, I think, about $500,000, I think. And we had 3 in 1 year. That was pretty unprecedented. So we're proud of that fact as well. Next steps. These are just some examples of what we do at Cabot High School. We do a lot of different things often on campus to prepare your kids with college fairs, with signing days, career certifications to be earned. We have guest speakers from different colleges and vocationals and welding schools. Lots of different things that we do. We have a business expo that we have. Switching gears. Moving on. Officer Thomas, are you here? Yes, sir. If you guys will turn around and look at Officer Thomas, he is the man on our campus. That guy is phenomenal with kids. He is phenomenal with kids. He is a certified law enforcement officer. We also have Officer Dwayne Roper is on our campus. He is the chief of police of the Cabot Public School Police Department. It's a mouthful. But anyway, Officer Thomas will connect with your kid. I promise you, he will connect with your kid if they want him to. He's a great resource. He's good to talk to, and he'll talk your ear off. But he's a lot of fun to be around, and we love having him on campus. He's a great resource. If you look, we have 4 security guards that drive around campus that check our parking lots all day, every day. They walk the campus. There are 4 sets of eyes to watch our campus and watch our kids. 175 plus cameras on this campus. It is unbelievable. And we'll get a lot of phone calls from you this year. You'll want to know who dinged your son's car, what happened at lunch, where their backpack came missing. It takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of time, but we'll do everything we can to help you. We virtually, students, you need to hear me say this, virtually nothing happens on this campus that we don't have on film. So much happens that we don't know that happens until the next week, and we go back on camera, and sure enough, there it is. Now, we have to be careful with that, parents, and we are. We don't just go back and look for everything, but if something happens big and you need help, we can pull up cameras. We have trouble a little bit on the extremities where the parking lots are, but basically almost everywhere else on campus we have eyes. The CPS PD is on our campus. They're real close to us and real helpful. Just some nuts and bolts about the campus itself. 2,244 students, 140 teachers with 119. That's a great big number. 119 have advanced degrees on this campus. We had 707 graduate this past May, 16 sports offered. These are important dates coming up. You're welcome to look at that, and if you need to add anything or take a picture, you just feel free to do that. Open house is going to be Thursday night, right? Thursday night. And then we'll see your little darlings on the 15th. All right, moving through this pretty quick. This is the office staff. If you have questions or anything you need, these ladies, these people right here on this screen, when you call the office, the high school office, you're going to get one of those, and they're very, very helpful. Okay, I'm going to struggle with this. We encourage kids to be involved with clubs. We have over 50 clubs on this campus. And these clubs range, the range is unbelievable. Do we have that list? Yeah. Club Rush, August the 31st during both lunches. Your students are going to be able to kind of peruse all the clubs, check them out. If you'll look online on the high school page, you'll see some of the offerings that we have. Okay, that's just a picture of the Club Rush. Okay. We encourage you to watch your child's grades. If you're not active on the computer, you need to get active. You need to follow them as much as you can, as quick as you can, and you need to be involved with that and let us know. One of the things... We're going to get real here for a minute, Mom, Dad. We hate to be the dress code police. I want you to hear me say that. We don't want to be the dress code police. But I will look you in the eye and I will tell you, if we have to be the dress code police, we will be. It is very clear, Mom and Dad, it is very clear in the handbook what is allowed and what is not. Please, don't make us enforce that. Know what they wear when they leave the house. When you take them school shopping. I realize that the tax-free weekend was this past weekend, so you've probably already been. But watch closely what your kids are wearing to school. We do not want to have to handle that. If we do, we will be respectful. I give you my word. We will be respectful to your son or your daughter, but we will hold them accountable and they will be in compliance. We don't want to punish them. We do not do this for punishment. We want them in compliance. We will give them every opportunity to be in compliance. We'll offer them another shirt. We'll offer them something else to wear. We'll ask them if they have a parent that can bring them something. We'll ask them if they drove, can your parents give you permission to go home? We don't want to punish your child. We just want compliance. We want your child to be in class on time. Tardies are very important. Come to class on time. Absences. Frequent absences and low grades go together. If they're in class, they're going to have a better chance to learn and to get every bit of information. Encourage your child. Make sure you follow up again with attendance and make sure that your student is in class. And if they're not, you're going to hear from us. We'll call you. We'll be in contact with you if there's an attendance issue, I can assure you of that. We talk about respect a lot. We expect respect, we will give respect, regardless of age. We're going to respect your son or daughter, but we ask that they respect us as well. Cell phones and social media. We could camp here all day. We spend a lot of time battling cell phones. One thing I'll tell you, Mom and Dad, hear me say it. If your son or daughter uses their cell phone in the classroom, most likely they're going to be assigned to Saturday school. That's the #1 go-to punishment. The students will know, beginning next Tuesday, they will know in every class the expectation is you don't get your cell phone out in class. You do not get your cell phone out in class. If you use your cell phone, it's going to be a Saturday school. That's another thing we don't want to enforce, but we will. We'll enforce that. We let them use it between classes during the class break, before school and at lunch and after school. But during that 48-minute period, we ask them to keep them put away. Not on the desk. We don't want them on the desk. We want them put away in your backpack or in their pockets, whatever. But we won't let them put them on the desk. That's too big of a temptation. Help us out with that, Mom, Dad. Make sure they know, keep your phone put away during class. There we go. The next 2 slides explain the dress code. This is in the handbook. This is online. You'll be able to see it. I ask you to look at it closely. Just make sure you look at it closely. Believe it or not, pajama pants are not allowed at school. Go figure. You can't wear pajama pants to school. Caps, hats, toboggans are not allowed in the building. They're not allowed. They're allowed outside. I'm going to wear a hat outside in the sun. I'm going to. They're allowed outside. You can't wear them in the building. Again, read that last line. Our goal and purpose is to get students in compliance and get them in class, not to punish. We don't want to punish. If we call you and tell you that your son or daughter is going to ISS, it's because they refused to wear what we've given them. They refused to talk to you. They refused to wear something from a friend, but they're not in compliance. They're going to go to ISS, in-school suspension. That's our last resort. This is Simon Sinek. Some of you have heard of him. He's going to have a short piece. It's a real short video that I want to show parents. Digital dementia. It's a wonderful illustration of what cell phones and blue screens do to us.
I can't even imagine what the suicide and homicide and just the rates of depression, an accidental death due to overdose are going to look like in the future. It's going to reach epidemic proportions. It's already, the statistics are already alarming, and yet nobody's sounding any alarm bells.
Digital dementia. This is a real medical term right now. This is the idea that we're outsourcing our brains to our smart devices. We're so reliant on our smartphones that our smartphones are making us stupid. Does that make sense? It's convenient. I don't want to memorize 500 phone numbers, right? Nobody wants to do that, but we've lost the ability to memorize one. Like if I give you a 7-digit number now, how difficult? Would it be you find that kind of difficult to memorize, like a phone number that you used to do years ago? Yes or yes? Because if I take my arm, I put it into a sling for 6 months, does it stay the same? Would it even grow stronger? It would what? it would atrophy and grow weaker. Same thing with your mental muscles. If you're relying on your phone to keep your schedules, your to-dos, do simple. I went out to dinner with 10 people recently. There was 10 of us. And 3 people at the end pulled out their phones to divide the bill by 10. We've lost the ability to be able to do certain things, and so that's where digital dementia is. Smart devices could be extremely convenient, but they could be crippling also. So it could be a balance.
Can I borrow someone's phone, please? Anyone? Thank you. Okay, there is a subconscious reaction to these devices when we use them, okay? What if I were to hold my phone while I'm talking to you? I'm not checking it, it's not buzzing, it's not beeping, I'm nothing, I'm just holding it. Do you feel at this moment that you are the most important thing to me right now? No, you do not. Because there is a subconscious reaction we have to the device. When it is out, it makes the people around us feel that they are less important. So when we're walking down the halls in our offices and somebody says, hey boss, can I ask you a question? You go, sure, what's on your mind? We've just told them they're not that important. Or we can go, sure, what's on your mind? And if you don't have a pocket, find a shelf, put it on the shelf, come back and say, sure, what's on your mind? When we show up to a meeting, or a lunch, or a dinner, with our colleagues, our clients, or our friends, or our families, and we put the phone on the table, we have announced to everyone in the room that they are not that important to us. And by the way, putting the phone upside down is not more polite. My favorite one is in the meeting or at a lunch with someone that the phone will ring and the caller ID will pop up and they will go, I'm not going to get it. Oh, so magnanimous. Oh, I'm lucky to eat with you today. Or they could just put the damn thing away. You can tell how addicted we are. When somebody pulls out their phone when you're with them, how uncomfortable does that make us feel? You're walking down the street with someone, they pull their phone out. We feel stupid, so what do? We pull our phones out. We're so addicted. Somebody goes to the bathroom when we're at dinner, and what do we have to sit there by ourselves? God forbid we should look around the room for 5 minutes. We pull our phones out. Meetings, awful. What do we do when a meeting happens, right? Everybody's sitting waiting for the meeting to start. Bob's running a few minutes late. Bob's here? Okay, start the meeting. Do you know when relationships are built? All that in between time. Thank you very much. Parents have to intervene. We have to stop giving our kids free access to social media and phones at young ages. They are not ready for it. Their minds cannot cope with the dopamine. Balance is fine. You can give a kid a phone, but they can't use it in their bedroom. They can't have it at the dinner table. They can't take it to school. They can only have it up to a certain hour, and you take it away. They're children. You can take the phone away. We've got to intervene as parents. But as companies, we now have to deal with the influx of kids that are coming into our companies with addiction. Watch, I see it all the time. Walk through any office. You'll see the older employees have their phones on the sides of their computers as they're working. You'll see the youngest employees have their phones face up in front of their keyboards between their arms as they're working. And this is how they work. And the science is alarming. They did experiments on mice where they did the multitasking. They put flashing lights to mimic going from the computer to the cell phone, the computer to the cell phone to the TV. The mice that were exposed to the changing lights, it took them 3 times longer to solve a maze than the mice that weren't, and the damage was permanent. It didn't improve when they stopped the lights.
This video, we've been showing it now, I don't know, 6, 8 years or more. And I'm going to tell you, again, in my career, I have seen such a change in the way kids react. And I've also, like this guy's talking about, you go to dinner, you go out, it's kind of a game between my wife and I now. We see how many people, how many families, how many husbands and wives, dates, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, they'll be looking at each other, but they'll have their phone out. We're losing, slowly, we're losing the ability to communicate. One thing I tell parents all the time, I'll tell you right now, you want to know the way your kid talks? Do you want to know who your kids' best friends are? Do you want to know if they're good kids? Do you want to know what they like to do? You check their phone tonight. Students, don't you start deleting things right now. I'm watching you. Mom and Dad, you check that phone tonight. Check the phone tonight. And if you check their best friend, if you look on their phone and you check, oh, his best friend's Bob. They do something all together. If it's deleted tonight, if there's nothing there, you better start thinking. You want to know how they talk? You look at their text. You want to know who's giving them the most trouble? Check their text. You want to know who their best friend is, who their girlfriend is, who their boyfriend is. I like what he says. Take the darn phone away from them. They're kids. I bet there's not many students in here that are paying for their cell phones. I bet you there's not many. There may be one or two, but there's not many. I would encourage you to check that phone, Mom and Dad. Check it tonight. And y'all better not start deleting stuff. We have a closed campus. You can't leave Cabot High School campus during the daytime. Once you get on campus, you can't leave. Simple rule, hear me say it, you can't leave campus. Now, if they have a dentist appointment, a doctor appointment, and you have given them permission and they have a note, absolutely, absolutely. We don't allow them to go across the street to that place. We have a name for it. I'm not going to use it. But they can't go across. When they get here on the bus in the morning, when they get here in the morning driving or with their friend, they can't leave campus. That's skipping, and that's going to be some type of ISS or something, Saturday school or something. Again, student checkout, they have to have your permission. They cannot leave campus without your permission and you signing them out. Medication is the same now as it's been the previous 9 years of school. You must bring their medication to the nurse. You must sign it into the nurse, and then the nurse will give it when it's needed. None of that has changed. Bullying. We have a strict policy. We do our very best to adhere to it. We do our very best. We will try our best to get to the bottom of whatever happens. I will tell you that bullying is talked about a lot. Bullying is alleged a lot. We were talking today, we had less than 15 bullying reports filled out last school year. Less than 15. And most of them were unfounded. We're told by our district, if a student comes in alleging they were bullied, they must fill out that form. So I'm telling you, we get to the bottom of it. We get to the bottom of it. We have mandatory drug testing. If your student is an athlete, if your student drives to school, if your student is in any club, any organization on campus, they are automatically entered into the drug testing pool. And every few weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, we pull random sampling of students and we drug test them. If you're in any of those clubs, organizations, drive, or whatever, your name is automatically in that pool. If you have a driver's permit on this, a parking permit on this campus, you're automatically in the pool to be drug tested. If you don't want your son or daughter to be drug tested, they can't be in any of those organizations or they can't drive on campus. That's our daily schedule. That is our daily schedule. Zero hour. I knew that was the first question on your mind. What is 0 hour? 0 hour is the start of our day. It is an academic period where your student can go to free flow to any teacher that they need help in. If they're struggling in geometry, they can go to their geometry teacher before school. If they have homework from the night before and they need help on a certain problem, they can go to 0 hour, they'll get help. If they're in 10th grade English, biology, whatever. Some places, some kids go to their favorite teacher because it's a good place to be. They like it. But it's the academic help that we give to your kids. When you call us and you tell us, man, Johnny's really struggling in geometry. We're just really struggling. He needs some extra help. Can you give us an idea? Our first question is going to be, and the counselor's first question is going to be, has he been going to 0 hour? That's the first question. And our teachers, they take attendance in 0 hour. You talk to Miss Smith in geometry and you ask her, how many times has he been to 0 hour? She's going to say, well, give me a minute and I'll tell you. And in a few minutes, she'll be able to say, well, he's been one time all year. He comes every week or whatever. So we know when they come to 0 hour. Parents are very interesting people because their kids are very honest all the time. And they inevitably, Mom, I have been to 0 hour. I go at least 2 or 3 times every week. I've been, and she was never there to help me. She won't help me, or he won't help me, whatever. When it gets to us or the counselors, they go to that teacher and they produce the attendance sheets and say, he's been one time all year, or he's never been. And so we will help you, but your first go-to, Mom and Dad, needs to be, have you been to 0 hour? Have you been to 0 hour? And if they say, yeah, one time, then you say you got to go more than that. They need to go, it may be they need to go twice in a week. But that's going to be our first question if you tell us you're having issues. 0 hour has been a great tool. It's been a really good tool. It's been a great tool for the kids that use it. It's the first thing in the morning in the 7:50 to 8:30, and it's just a great time. Did I miss anything there? Parking at Cabot High School. This may not be an issue for most of you. It will be before it's over with, probably for a lot of you. Sophomores are allowed to come drive on campus with a driver's license, proof of insurance, and proof of a title for that vehicle. Our sophomore parking lot is across the street. Somebody's got to have to walk, and sorry, sophomores. But sophomore lot is behind the administrative office, CAO, or to the side. If you're looking at it, it's to the right. We have a crosswalk. We have somebody on duty to help them get across. At the end of the day, to get back across, we'll protect your darling the best we can. If you turn 16 in November, you have a vehicle and you need to buy a parking permit, you can buy it whenever, all year long. Go by the office. They'll tell you what you need to do to get a parking permit. They're available. Application is online. Okay, student drop-off. If you're driving your student to school, rest assured the first week it's bad. Understand. And you guys that have been doing it for a while, you know the first week of school in Cabot, Arkansas, it is like unbelievable. You better leave early and you better be ready to wait. It's just bad. If you're dropping them off at Cabot High School, you come in, you go to the front of the Cabot High School, facing Lincoln there, and you'll get out and you'll come in the front door right there. The general hangout area before school is the courtyard. That's the area between the arena and the main building. And also the cafeteria is back here too, and that's a popular place. That's a little bit better picture of everything. I was going to try to pinpoint. We are beginning construction really soon at the field house. There's going to be some renovation there, and across the street they're building a new practice pavilion. The parking lots for the athletes is usually the area right outside the field house, and then the gravel lot across. Those two areas are closed this year. They're not allowing parking over there because of the renovation and construction that's going to be going on. So if you get here early, you get a really good spot, unless you're a sophomore. Sorry, guys. But y'all have to park across the street. Just a few career tech offerings that we have on this campus. We have one of the premier career tech centers in Arkansas. Our career tech department is by far one of the best in the state. And I'll let you could read the slide, but we have over 85 career tech courses offered at Cabot High School, anywhere from the old traditional agri, and it's called FACS now, Family and Consumer Science. Used to be home ec. It's auto mechanics. It's construction. We now have firefighter and EMT, one of the first schools in the state to offer that. We have law enforcement. We have traditional agri classes. The list is just endless of what we offer. How can parents help students be successful at CHS? I'll let you look through there. Parents, it is imperative that you follow your students' grades on HACC. It's imperative. If you struggle with that, if you're having trouble, you call our Student Success Center, our counselors. They'll walk you through it. They'll get you on. You'll be able to know the attendance and the grades immediately, as soon as they're posted. Okay? We're asked a lot of times, how can we help your child be successful? Data has proven that reading is one of the most important things you can have your kids do. They don't always like to read, and it doesn't have to be a long book, parents. Just an article out of a magazine, an article out of the newspaper. But reading has been proven to be helpful to your kids. We know that. Data shows that. Make sure they're prepared when they come to school. Make sure that Chromebook is charged up. Make sure they have paper and pencil. Make sure that they know they have to be on time. Priority areas at Cabot High School. You can look down through there. I've covered most of those things. I won't beat them to death, but just make sure you look at that and understand. We do have an open door policy. We will listen to you. If we're out or busy, we promise to get back with you as soon as possible. We promise you a 24-hour turnaround on communication if there's any way possible. If there's a problem, you come see us. We will help any way we can. One of the first things I told you is that if the school and the parent are together, your child is most likely going to be successful. These are our themes for this year. This is our focus areas for this year. We're going to commit to collaborate together as teachers. We're going to collaborate. We're going to know what each one of us is teaching and what our goals are in class. We're going to collaborate to make your child successful. We're going to commit to kids. We're going to commit to those kids when they come in the classroom. And we're going to commit to a culture at Cabot High School where kids learn and kids are safe. Graduation happens here at Cabot High School. That concludes that PowerPoint. What we'll do, we're going to dismiss, but I'll tell you that we have principals on both sides of the building. If you have any further questions, we're here. We're going to be here for a little bit. The counselors are also over here. Otherwise, thank you, parents, for coming.